it's Renata Emilianovic here from ADAAMA, and I am with Sharon Lee, our CEO. And today we're going to be talking about KPIs. So KPIs are key performance indicators, and we thought because it's July, it's the first month of the financial year, why not talk about why KPIs are so important in a dental practice? So in case you don't know, Sharon has owned and operated 3 dental practices over in WA. So today I'm going to be interviewing her about her experiences with KPIs in her dental practices. So the first question, Sharon, is what is a KPI?
So firstly, I'm going to acknowledge your wonderful T-shirt, Renata. It's amazing. Yay. So what is a key performance indicator? So KPIs are something that pretty much every business on this planet will be doing. It's measuring and tracking vital information in your business for you to A, understand where your business is, and B, to make changes within your business. So basically, if you don't understand where your business is, so if you're not doing KPIs, you're not tracking and measuring information, you won't be able to make significant changes, or you may be making changes, but in the wrong area. So that's essentially what a KPI is. And like I said, if you're a sweet shop or you're a dental practice, you need to be tracking information.
So why do we need certain KPIs? Why do we need like the top 6 or the top 10 KPIs? Why do we need to know them, and why do we need to track them?
Particularly in dentistry, what we need to do is we need to understand where our money's coming from. So if we don't understand and we don't track the income, the collections, then we actually don't know who's doing what in the practice. If you've only got one dentist and you've got one income coming in, it's quite obvious where that money's coming from.
Yeah.
But if you've got multiple clinicians, hygienists, basically anybody who produces money in the practice, you need to understand who's producing what, when, and how are they producing that money. So collections is a #1 priority KPI in dentistry. Another really important KPI is numbers of patients. So who are your patients? Are they regular patients? Are they new patients? Really interestingly, new patients, tracking new patient numbers is a great way to understand what your marketing strategy is and what your return of investment, ROI, you'll probably see that very often in your business. So if you're tracking and measuring information in your practice and you've got high income, but your books, your appointment books are gappy, then if you're not going to make changes, if you're not going to fill those appointment books, then quite quickly you'll see your numbers dive. So tracking new patient numbers and understanding your numbers. How many new patients do you need? Well, you won't know that until you track them. How many patients did you have last month? How many new patients did you have last year? So looking at the key areas, and in our training that we produce within ADAAMA, we have 6 key areas of tracking within the dental practice that I've used in my practices for the last 6 years that gives me vital, up-to-date information. Now, one of the reasons why we do KPIs, Renata, is because prior to understanding KPIs, we used to rely on our accountants, or worse still, our bookkeeper, to give us information which is historic. So that's, if you're looking at your profit and loss, that's usually information that occurred in the last 3 months. So if your collections was down, then it's going to take you 4 or 5 months before you've actually realized that. KPIs are in the minute data that you can actually make significant changes now. So that's why we track this information in our dental practices.
So how do we actually track the information, or how did you track and record and monitor those KPIs in your practices?
Great question, Renata. So I created an actual spreadsheet to enable me to put, it comes with formulas. So basically I just go into my dental software and export that information, put it into my KPI tracker, and then the outcome of that gave me the information that I was looking for. But I had to actually create that myself because I didn't really find anything out there that was specific to dentistry. So I created the spreadsheet, and that's what I use and still use to this day to track the information in the practice.
Oh, well done. So what are we going to do in ADAAMA to help practice managers learn about KPIs, how to record and track them, and then finally what to do with this information once they've recorded it all?
Now, that, Renata, is the most important part of KPIs. KPI isn't creating KPIs is one thing. That's actually not difficult. Putting data into a spreadsheet is not hard work. What is more important than that is actually what you do with that information.
That's right.
And what I've seen is practices will track and measure, but then that's where it stops. What you actually need to do as a dental practice manager is interpret that information and say, are we on track? Are we achieving what we set out to achieve? And if we're not, what are we going to do about it? And let's take new patients for an example. If I set out in the month to have 60 new patients and I created some marketing initiatives to produce 60 new patients, and I tracked that and I found that I had 100 new patients, then I'm going to celebrate that success. On the alternatively, if I set out to target 60 new patients and I got 20, then I have to ask questions. Was our marketing off topic? Did we market in the right area? Have we achieved what we want to achieve in the practice to attract more new patients? So I'm going to then put in a strategic plan based on the KPI information to actually make changes for the following month. And that is why KPIs are critical in the dental practice, to make significant changes now.
So what can our members expect now when they jump onto adaama.com.au? What help are we going to be able to give them now that we're in July? It's a brand new financial year. What can they expect from us?
July is my favorite month of the year because it's like opening a brand new page in my book. So what we're going to do with ADAAMA, Renata, we've put our spreadsheet that I've personally used for the last 5 years. That spreadsheet is available. We're also actually going to do some training around the KPIs, because we understand that by giving you a tool is not enough. So we've created a training module to help our dental practice managers, A, understand where the information's coming from, B, to understand how to interpret that information, and then C, some guidance on what to do with that information. So we've bundled that all up in a package ready for our ADAAMA members.
Yay! Love KPIs. Takes a special kind of person to love KPIs, doesn't it, Sharon?
I think you can either call us passionate or nerdy. Not really which one I fall into, but like you, Renata, I came into the world of dentistry and to the management side of it prior to any formal qualifications. Math was not my strong point, and spreadsheets I used to run away from. Now I've embraced them. I've brought them into my world.
Love KPIs.
And Renata and I were just saying earlier how much we actually love numbers. We love it because it's realization, it's true, and you can look at success as well as when you're not doing too well, and never forget to celebrate success.
Yeah, that's the most important part, is that, sometimes you look at your KPIs, you think you're starting at the bottom, but what you're doing is you're measuring your improvement as you go. And even though you haven't hit your goal yet, the fact that you are improving, week by week, month by month, that's the thing that needs to be celebrated as a team. So to finish up today, thank you so much, Sharon, for all that insight. And it's wonderful to have you leading ADAAMA, because you've been there, you've done that, you've owned and operated 3 practices, so you know exactly what it is to be a level 5 practice manager. So thank you for your time today. And we're inviting everyone to go to adaama.com.au And subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Jump onto our Facebook page and please follow and like us, because we'll be launching some very exciting things around our training and resources with KPIs this month, because it is July. So I invite you to do that, and just keep an eye out for all of that information, and we'll see you next time.